Isaac, the promised infant. The story is found in the book of Genesis in chapter 18 and verses 1 to 15. Abraham and Sarah were both very, very old when God sent messengers to visit them. Here's what the Bible says happened. One hot day about noon, 3 men came to talk to Abraham. As soon as Abraham saw them, he realized that they were not ordinary men, and ran to meet them. Even at 99 years old, he was still very fit. He invited the 3 strangers to stop for a drink of water, wash their feet, and rest under a tree for a while. The 3 men sat down, and Abraham offered to bring them a meal. They agreed, and Abraham went to the nearby tent to find his wife, Sarah. "Quick," he said, "bake some bread." While Sarah was baking the bread, Abraham ran to find the best calf in his herd. He asked his servant to kill it and get it ready to eat. When it was all ready, the meal was served. One of the men asked Abraham where his wife was. "In the tent," Abraham replied. It was true. And from inside the tent, Sarah could hear everything the 3 visitors were saying. "In 9 months' time," said the man, "your wife will have a son." When Sarah heard this, she laughed to herself. She laughed in unbelief. At 90 years of age, she knew she was far too old to have a baby. One of the visitors asked Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh and say, 'Will I really have a child now that I'm old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? I will return to you at the appointed time next year, and Sarah will have a son.'" Sarah was afraid and came out of the tent. "I didn't laugh," she lied. "Yes, you did," the man insisted. Sarah realized it was a message from the Lord. She changed her mind and started trusting God. 9 months passed, and just as God had promised, Sarah gave birth to a baby boy. Abraham, who was now 100 years old, gave his newborn son the name Isaac. Isaac means he laughs. Abraham lovingly watched his son grow from being a baby into a young boy.
I, Isaac, the promised infant. God said they'd have a child. They'd have to wait a while. God said they'd have a child, but they have to wait a while. God said they'd have a child, but they had to wait a while for Isaac, the promised infant. Oh, here he comes. They got a baby boy. Well, their life was filled with joy. They got a baby boy, and their life was filled with joy. Take me up. Well, they got a baby boy, and their life was filled with joy.